It's finally here.
Oh yeah!
We've been waiting for it, hoping for it for years. But now it's done. It's out. It's available. The new ClinCheck 6.0. Oh, this is exciting. Follow me in this video as I will give you a guided tour of this amazing new software that you need to know and understand if you want to have fun with Invisalign. With new features, a new look and feel. Align did a great job and finally answered to something we were asking for a long time. Are you ready? Let's start the tour. This thing here, the ClinCheck 5.0, this gone, finished. You don't need that anymore. You will have the ClinCheck 6.0. Aren't you happy? You're always improving. I had the pleasure to be a beta tester for this new version of the software, and there was a lot of work put into this, and we can say that Align delivered. In this video, I will guide you through the whole platform, tell you about what is new, what has changed, what is still the same, but stay till the end where I will show you the most incredible new tool they added. Now, first thing you will notice, and this is major, when you're on your IDS, your Invisalign doctor site, and you choose a patient, look at this. Something disappeared. There is no more ClinCheck Web and ClinCheck Pro option. And this is what we were all asking for since forever. That means that everything is in the cloud now. Everything is ClinCheck Web. That also means that you can now use your Mac, your PC, your phone, your tablet, your iPad, whatever you want. Everything is possible, all possible, and you will access all the same features that you have on your computer. Now, there's no need to install any software on every computer where you want to use the ClinCheck like we had to do before, since everything is in the cloud. It is instantly accessible from everywhere, anywhere, at any time. The ClinCheck 6.0 is a cloud-based software that runs in a browser. There are no upgrades to do. Again, it's all done automatically. Automatically.
Well done.
But I know for a fact that being able to use your Mac to navigate the ClinCheck is something that will please a lot of you. Before, we had to install a parallel software on our Mac computer to use the ClinCheck Pro features. Not anymore. That time is over. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a little closer look at the whole platform. Let's navigate into this new platform. So once you went to the IDS and you chose a patient, this will open and you will see that now that's it. You don't have the option of having the ClinCheck Web and the ClinCheck Pro. It's only this. So it's open ClinCheck plan. Now at the time when I recorded this video, you see that under it, you still have the option to use the ClinCheck 5. So ClinCheck Pro desktop software. This is the older version, we can call it that now, of the ClinCheck 5. So it's still available, but why would you use that? So we click on this and here we go. We enter this new ClinCheck 6.0. I have my patient. You can see right now that, yeah, you already saw it, but the color, the look and feel is different. Let's start on the left side. Okay, let's go on the upper left side. You have the Invisalign logo there. If you click on that, you're just going back to your Invisalign doctor site. Next to it, you have My Patient with the little arrow. Now I removed the name of the patient for the video, but let's say you want to share or you want to, you can remove the name of the patient. And if you want to show again the patient's info, it's just here. Other actions, cancel case. I don't want to do that. Treatment overview, it's all the sheets that usually you receive with your, here, all these sheets that you receive when you receive your case in the box. Usually they put these sheets. This is where they are now. You can export some screenshots. You can export STL files also. And that's about it for that. What's this thing here? Well, usually it says that you have a message there, like here, it's the impression. So they say that, you know, when I go over it, the impression scan we receive as distortions. So if you click on it, you can see based on the distorted impression scan, I can see it. They're gonna show me where I have, and now I can take a decision if it's better to retake a scan depending on what I want to do with the patient. Are the second molar really important in that case? And sometimes when I click on it, it shows me on the model, but this is what's happening. So I guess there are some still little things to fix. Okay, let's continue here. We have this little icon here with the patient records, RECS. It's not to record the screen or whatever. It's the patient records. Remember before they were on the right side, now they're on the left side. So if I click on it, I have all the pictures there. Now, there's a cool thing. I don't know if you know about this, but when you have these pictures, if I click on the picture, you will see what happened. This. So it puts the ClinCheck really in the same view as the pictures, so you can really compare. Look, when I click here, et voila. When I click here, like this. This is pretty cool. This is really cool. So if you didn't know about that feature, like this, so because it's always important to compare your scan with your pictures, especially for the bite. You have to make sure that you have the correct bite, the same bite as you had before. So this is where your patient's records are. Now here, if you go over this, you see initial malocclusion. Initial malocclusion. Like this. So I can compare two plans. Okay, but this, it gives me the same thing because this is where I am now. But I could go back in my patient's plan, go to where we started. Just clicking on the eye, we'll go on the right side later, but this is how we started with this patient. So we started like this. Now I could go here and see initial malocclusion like this. I could compare here. When I click here, I have all the treatment plans since when we start. So everything is there. All the modifications that we made, everything is always available. It's saved, it's in the cloud, so you will never lose anything. You can do sometimes some, let's say you have a patient, you're not sure if you want to do IPR or an extraction of a lower incisors. Well, you can do both. Everything will be there, always accessible, anywhere with any computer or tablets or phone now. So I could compare, say this is the initial, I want to compare it to now. Now I have both. So I have my initial treatment plan and I have where we are now. And as I move on one side, it moves the other side too in the same view. So I have the same view. I could really compare, let's say for the overjet, I can look at the inside view like this. So this is pretty cool. The other thing is that I can do the movement of every stage on one side. It doesn't do it on the other side. Why? Because there are not the same number of stages, but I can look at the movements. I can really, this is when you study your cases, your additional aligners that you're doing, and you're trying to see, to look at what worked, what didn't work. Those are your homeworks. This is where you're supposed to work. If you do this well, then everything will be easier after that. Okay, so let's go at the bottom, just here, just the bottom, just here, just look at the bottom. What we have here is basically the same thing with different colors. You have all the stages here. You see the numbers. Those are all the stages from what are the little blue lines here at the end. Those are overcorrection aligners. virtual C chains to close the little spaces, or power chains, 3 aligners that you can put at the end. This was already there. It's not a new feature. It's something you could have done before. You have the little arrows to, you know, play the little cartoon, and you can go back to the beginning. This is basically, I mean, it's the same thing that we had before, exactly, with different colors. The tools are all here at the top, and you have almost all the same tools. There's one that's not there anymore. The export tool is not there anymore. And you have a new tool here that we're going to talk about at the end. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. By the way, if you like this video, you know what you can do? You can subscribe on the channel. Yeah, that would be a good idea. And you could also give us the thumbs up. It's always, you know, makes me feel good all the time. So yeah, you can do that. Do it now. Subscribe. And there's a lot of videos coming, and a lot of, I don't know if you know about the clear tips, but every week there's a little clear tip, and it's all about clear aligners. Okay, let's continue our guided tour. The tools. First here, zoom. You can zoom in and out like this just by clicking, but you don't have to use that. Let's go about with the others, and I'll show you some shortcuts that you could use instead of that. This is the rotate tool. When you want to rotate like this, ding, 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 ding. And you have the pan tool. So this is going up and down and left and right and up and down and left and right, up and down and left and right. But let's say I don't want to click every time that, you know, what I can do is use my mouse. I have this little thing here. Look. Et voila. This is what it does. When I go with in French we say roulette. How you say? Anyway, this is what it does. The other thing you can do also to, let's say this is because now we're at panning and I want to rotate. I just hold the shift key and I use my mouse at the same time. And it would be the same if I go to rotate. Now usually I rotate. Now if I hold the shift key, I'm going to be able to pan like this with my mouse. So it's just little shortcuts. You can do everything with your mouse and with the shift key. Do I make your life easier? I hope I do. This is what I want to do. Okay, after that you have the different views. Same thing. This is the upper view, the upper arch, then the occlusion on the right side, anterior view, left side, mandibular view, and the lower arch, the lower only, like this. It was the same thing, exactly the same thing. All the tools are there, superimpose, grid, the attachments, the occlusion, IPR, the TMA, tooth movement assessment, the Pontics, eruption compensation, the occlusion. You can fix, change the plane of occlusion if you want, if you have a cant, or if you have, this is again other things that we see in courses. The staging here of your case. This tells you, this is only with a view, that this tells you everything that happens in your case, when to put the attachments, when to remove them, when the IPR happens. This is something your assistant or your hygienist, when they're receiving the case, they should look at this and prepare this. We schedule, we plan these things to be that we make sure they happen when we. I see my patient every 10 aligners. So I make sure that if I have some IPR to do, I will do my IPR not at number 5 or 6, but always at number 1, 11, 21, 31, like this. This is planning your cases, staging your cases. This is how we do it. Okay, let's remove this thing of the occlusion here. So Pontic staging, bite, you have the bite. Are you doing some bite correction, some mandibular advancement maybe that you can do with Invisalign? Some overcorrections. Look at the 3 little blue aligners. They're not blue, but the blue lines here, the overcorrection aligners, I can put them or remove them, put them or remove them. You're wondering what it does? Let me show you. Let's go to the end here, okay? And look, everything is aligned. Look at the three last one. Look at what they're doing. They're just closing the spaces in the anterior like this. They're just squishing the arch, just making everything, closing the spaces that have good contacts between the teeth. TMT, Tooth Movement Table. Look at this. Isn't it wonderful? You have all the measures. That was there. Same thing. All the measures of all the movements that you have. And when it's usually less predictable movement, they're going to be underlined. You know, like here, so you can spot them directly. But it gives you an idea. But I like to use also the TMA because look what it does. When you use the TMA, you have these dots. And this means like when you have a blue dot, it's a moderate movement. If it's black, it's an advanced movement, less predictable. We can say less predictable. And when you go over, it says why there's a dot there. Now, on that molar is because I'm doing an extrusion of 0.7 millimeters. That's it. So Bolton, are you using Bolton? Here he is. Bolton is there with the width, the measure of all the width of the teeth. I mean, this is an incredible tool. I use this to plan my IPR, to decide where I'm going to do my IPR. I can compare the width of the teeth on each side. So if I see that there's a big discrepancy between two teeth, 6.07, 5.8, I could maybe remove 0.2 there and make it equal. You know, if I'm missing some space, I will use this to plan my IPR better. I don't let the software decide for me. This is not how I want to do things. The arch, you have the measures of the arch between which teeth it's measured. Initial measure, align final, stage 37, overbite, overjet, all the measures are there. The tooth numbering system, depending on what system you're using, is it the FDI, is it the universal, whatever, but depending on what is in your clinical preferences, if you click on this, you will see the number on your teeth. That's about it for the tools. The important thing to know about the tools is if you open your ClinCheck and there is no tool, you go just here on the tool on the right side and you click there and you customize your toolbar. There you can decide on every tool you want to see on the top. And if I uncheck everything, they will almost all disappear except the zoom and the rotate and the pan. That's it. So if you open your ClinCheck and it's like this and you say, they removed all the tools. They didn't remove all the tools. So just go there and just customize. You could decide to choose one at a time. Say, okay, I want to have the tooth movement assessment, and it's going to appear. But I mean, you have the space, so why not customize your toolbar and put all the tools always available to you for whenever you want to use them, even if it's once a year. At least it's going to be there, and you will not search for it. Once it's done, that's it. So anywhere you're going to open now the software, it's not like before, you know, where you had a software installed on every computer, and if you made a change like this, you had to make the change on every computer. It's not like that anymore. Once you do it, because it's in the cloud, if you go on another computer, you open one of their patients, it's going to be the same. And it's not by patient. It's going to be the same for all the patients once you set it like this. On the right side, all the communication is done on the right side, on the right panel. This is where you communicate with the technicians. And if I want to do also some modification, now let's go to this. The last one I have on this patient is number 10. If I click on the eye here, it's going to open that one. And then you see, because it's the last one, it's not been accepted yet. If I want to do some modification, I just click here, and this is where I will enter ClinCheck Pro, where I can move my teeth, play with the attachments. I mean, this is like an Xbox for a dentist. This is where you can have a lot of fun, but I don't want to do this now. Okay, let's say in this case that I want to communicate something to the technicians. There's something I want to change. I want to modify things. Now, if I don't want to do it myself, I just here comment to tech. I write what I wanna do. That's it. It's there, and I just send it, submit when it's done. One thing you can do also is you can take a screen capture. Let's say you have this view and there's something you don't like in this view. You just take a screen capture. And the technician, when they will receive the message, they will have the exact same view. So if you're talking about the overjet is not blah, 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 well, at least the view of the technician will be exactly the same as what you're looking at when you're writing this. And that's about it. I mean, I'm discarding this because it doesn't has nothing to do with my patient right now. But that's about it. Last thing here on the upper right corner, you have the settings. On the settings, you can decide on the performance, the quality, you know, depending on the type of computer you have. But usually with the kind of computers we have now, we can put it at quality. It just changes a little bit the view, but it's not really a big, I mean, it will not make you do more cases or less cases if you play with this. Color scheme, well, you can look at the teeth now. If I go classic, it's not as... I prefer this. This is big shiny teeth that we like this. Yes. Woo! And then here, what kind, you know, when we're moving the teeth, this is what we call simple rotation, because once I click and I do this, I cannot go left to right with my mouse. Even if I go left to right with my mouse, it doesn't go. It's a simple rotation, only on one plane. And if I want to go left, right, I have to release my mouse and then click again and again go left and right. And if I do that, then I cannot go up and down. I'm trying now with my mouse to go up and down. It doesn't work. So that's simple rotation. Precise, let's go to precise rotation. Well, it's just, it's the one I usually use because you're not, you don't lose control. You see what happens when we go with the free form. Free form, it says it's free form. You know, this is your, young adults. So I'm moving, I'm trying to come back to where I was, but it's, see, I mean, you want to get me crazy? You put me on free form. Let's go back like this. Thank you very much. Perfect. Transparency is when you go to the occlusion tool. Let's go back here. You will see that the transparency of the teeth will change. You see it's less transparent here, 25%. Here it's 50%. So a lot of fun. Let's remove that. By correction. So in a case where you're doing a bite correction or mandibular advancement, when they measure the movements on the table, you know, with all the measures, do you want to include the only tooth movement or not include tooth movement in measurement? So it's only movement of the jaws or movement of the jaws and the teeth. Up to you, depending on your preferences. The background, you can change the color of the background. This is so nice. Let's try this one. Oh, that's not bad. I think I'll like that. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Aqua. The color of the attachments, you can change also. Let's do something fun. Oh, wow. Foo-foo. And the occlusion, well, let's look at the occlusion. You know what I mean. If I look at the top here, look at the color of the occlusion. I can change it to red and green, and that's it. Yellow and blue, red and green, yellow and blue, red and green. So you guess now that what is usually red and the yellow and blue will be blue. I think I prefer red and green because, you know, red is red. We know what red means. Highlight unmovable teeth for all cases. Yes, I prefer to have this. So if I have unmovable teeth, they're going to be gray, and it's much easier to see. And you have the show dynamic tooltips that shows, the little tips that says, you know, what you're doing. So once if you made some changes, just click apply, and that's it. It's going to be applied. It's going to be over after that. This is settings. My presentation cases is for in case you're like this patient. I use it as an ectopic cuspid case. So it saves the case for you in case, let's say you want to do some presentation or you want to, so it removes the name of the patient and it gives you a link that you could put in your PowerPoint or save it. You know, you could classify all your cases, and let's say you want to talk about a topic, ectopic cuspid. So all your ectopic cuspids case would be there, and you have access to everything. So it's mostly for those who lecture or want to lecture. Help? Well, you have the ClinCheck Pro 6 store. I don't think you need it now. You have the Getting Started guide, the written guide that you can download if you want to download. I put the link in the description below. You can click only if you subscribe to this channel. Now that's not true. You can click anyway on it, but it would be nice if you subscribe. So the link for the guide is in the description. You only have to click on it, and it's a PDF file. It explains everything. It explains all the tools at the same time. You have the Align Education site with a lot of courses. Everything is free. I encourage you to go there. There's a lot of good things. And the Global Invisalign Gallery is where you have a lot of cases, different cases, if you want, or example cases to show your patient, or if you're just, you know, sometimes starting, you want to look at other cases, have an idea of how it was done and everything. That's good for that. And well, I think it's that's about it. That's the tour. What you have to do now is use it and try things, and nothing's gonna explode. This is how you're gonna learn. You have to put your hands in it. There's a learning curve. Sometimes it's intimidating when we're starting. There's a lot of things, but you're gonna learn by, even if you do courses and courses and courses, at one point you have to put your hands in it. You have to try it. You have to see things, and there are a lot of different places where you can have information. We give some courses at the C.L.E.A.R Institute. We go over all the ClinCheck Pro and everything, but try it, use it. ClinCheck 6.0. This is the new thing now, and it's what? Oh yeah, the new tool. Yeah, you stayed till the end. You earned it. This is really cool. You know what it is? So it's the Smile tool. Look at this. Visualize ClinCheck in-face oh, that's so hard for me to do. In-face visualization. So what it does, when you take your phone to take pictures of your patient, you take the Invisalign photo uploader, this thing here, Invisalign photo uploader. If you use this in your office, it guides you. If your hygienist or assistants are taking the picture, it guides them to how to take pictures. It uploads automatically your pictures in your patient's file on your Invisalign doctor site. But there's a new picture now with a big smile that you can take. And if they take this picture and the picture is good, it's really, they really guide you. Now, what the software does, it takes the ClinCheck, at the final position of the ClinCheck when the teeth are all straight, and it
puts it in the patient's face, like what you're seeing on the screen. So the patient can see the before and after. This is so powerful. This is just wow. We already had the simulation with the iTero, you know, but now we have this also. It's just because one part of your job is to motivate your patient when they start the treatment. And by seeing something like this, I mean, this is motivation by itself. Just having this picture and looking at why are they wearing these aligners? It's because of that. Because they want to look like this. This is so cool. This is, I mean, only for this, it was worth the wait. But there's so much more that they did that, and that's one of the things. They really always keep improving with time. I started with Align to use Invisalign in 2004, and it's incredible when I look at everything that changed over the time. When I looked at, and I treat patients today that I said 10 years ago I could never treat them. And I treat them today because, yes, I have more knowledge, but because of all the improvements, they put so much money in research and development that this is such a big improvement. I mean, you have to use it. You have to have fun with it, do cases, and don't be afraid to talk about it to your patients. Ask them, has your teeth always been like that? And start a conversation like this. And you see where it will bring you. My name is Stefan Reinhardt, Director of Education for the C.L.E.A.R Institute, where dentists make the move. And I was really happy to guide you through this ClinCheck 6.0.
We all agree this is an incredible improvement, an amazing upgrade that Align did. A lot of time and effort was put in improving this software and answer our needs. It will keep improving, and it's just making our life easier using this tool. There are a lot of other features that are not covered here, and if you want to learn more about that or about anything related to clear aligners, I encourage you to join our list. The link is in the description just below. You will be informed about all the courses we offer, and you will receive important news, updates, and our newsletter. I would really be curious to know also, what is your favorite feature of this new ClinCheck? Write it just in the comments below. I want you to remember one thing that is crucial to understand. All this here, everything you see, you have to take control of this. This is your environment. This is where you will treatment plan your cases. Don't let my friend Cece here be in control. This thing doesn't bite. You have to be stuck. You have to be in control. Down, boy. You have to be in control. That's it. And have fun and try things. That's all I have for you today. I have to go.